Welcome back to Cattlemen and Cattlemen. I'm Kevin Auctioner. Whether you're a cow-calf, stocker, or feed yard operator, you spend a big chunk of your time, effort, and money providing feed for your animals. In fact, feed costs are often the largest expense in any cattle operation. Cattlemen to Cattlemen reporter Brad Bulla has the latest on an ongoing USDA-funded research and extension project that's helping to develop tools ranchers can use to improve feed efficiency.
All businesses want to be more efficient, and the cattle industry is no different. As the cost of inputs continues to rise, feed efficiency, or the amount of gain from a pound of feed, is one key area where producers have the opportunity to improve performance and profitability. The beef industry has a very good reason to improve feed efficiency. It takes a big bite out of everyone's wallets.
Anything from about 60 to 70% of the total cost of production comes down to feeding the animals. So small changes in efficiency of production by reducing the amount of feed intake per unit of beef produced has a pretty substantial impact on the profitability of the product and therefore the profitability of the producers.
Feed inputs are the largest determinant of profitability in the beef enterprise. But we've focused primarily on output traits such as growth and carcass merit. But no doubt that if we can improve feed efficiency, we can improve our bottom line.
The genetics of feed efficiency is a largely untapped source of improvement, but one group of researchers has been working to change that. Over the past 5 years, scientists from Iowa State and other universities have taken part in a USDA-funded project identifying the genetic markers associated with feed intake. From that information, the team has developed selection tools for feed efficiency.
This project involves multiple institutions, both USDA and land-grant universities, a multiple host of academics and industry partners. And really what our end goal is to say, how can we make genetic progress towards a more feed-efficient calf? And also, how can we feed that calf to make him meet his optimum genetic potential?
At the time that this project started, nobody had sufficient facilities to measure the numbers of animals we required. So this is where it became very important to bring in a number of universities like Illinois and Missouri and here at Iowa State, where there were some facilities to measure individual intakes. You might wonder, well, why don't we just go to a feedlot and measure tens of thousands of animals coming through a feedlot? And the problem is that to get real information about performance, it's not enough to know this is a particularly good steer. We need to know among a group of steers that were fed and managed exactly the same way, this is a superior one. And we can't do that by just going out to a feedlot where almost every animal could have come from a different background. We need to do it where we have animals that have been tracked from weaning right the way through the system.
Finding the specific genetic markers that lead to more feed-efficient cattle is a challenge. The researchers found that measuring efficiency across the entire beef system is difficult due to the differences between breeds and classes of cattle.
We came to realize after a little while that if we developed prediction equations that would give us estimates of breeding value in, for example, Hereford cattle, that they just were not translated to other breeds. They had no predictive ability in other breeds. And fundamentally the reason for that is that we're using SNP chips that are just SNPs that are common in the genome of cattle, but don't themselves directly cause variability in the traits that we're measuring.
So some of the ongoing research beyond this project is to try and find the causal mutation, try to find the actual gene that's responsible for these differences. So if we could find those causal mutations, then we could have a test like we do for coat colour or for horned polled that could be applied much more cheaply in commercial cattle and reliably predict performance.
This project isn't just about finding a way to select more efficient cattle. The hope is that producers will use these tools to develop better feeding strategies for each animal.
We knew that one group of cattle had a lower expectation in terms of their feed intake compared to another group of cattle. we might be able to manage them in a way where we could use a different diet, that perhaps it's a different level of energy, a different protein requirement. It's a concept that we call marker-assisted management. We're not quite to the point where we're able to deploy that in the industry, but I think this technology is advancing and changing so fast that eventually in a very short period of time we'll be able to use that information to make changes in management.
I think our producers have been doing a lot of things right for a lot of years. They've really figured out how to make the system work the best in their part of the country, whether it be the northern plains or the southern plains, etc. But I think that this grant has the opportunity to move our progress forward more quickly. This is information that can help them fine-tune those decisions and utilize their feed resources even better.
Cattle breed associations are taking notice of the feed efficiency study and are beginning to incorporate the data and technology into their own programs. Although the project is in its final year, the researchers believe their work over the past 5 years will help lead to valuable new tools for the beef industry.
The industry's ready. The breed associations and the purebred seed stock producers have been really interested in this work, and they are ready, and they are adopting the technology. They are already well aware of genomically enhanced EPDs as selection tools, and so now having information on feed intake and feed efficiency is huge for them.
If we can improve feed efficiency 10%, we've estimated that's over $1 billion in terms of reduced cost of production. It should make the entire industry more efficient, more profitable, and improve the future of our business.
Anything we can do to lessen the cost of production, i.e. making a calf more feed efficient, using those resources more efficiently, means that we're going to be moving producers towards improved profitability and really keeping that family style of life, being out on the farm, the ranch, where we all love to raise our families.
Reporting from Ames, Iowa, I'm Brad Bullitt for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
To study the latest findings, go to the project's website at beefefficiency.org. And be sure to keep watching Cattlemen to Cattlemen for regular updates as the project gets closer to the finish line.